Hi, Joseph.
Yeah, this is Joseph.
Hi, this is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad to be talking to you about this big fight you got coming up with Marlon Rice. You are challenging for the World Series Fighting Bantamweight title February 20th at the Next Level Sports Complex in Garden Grove. How excited are you right now?
I'm really excited. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be able to do this and go for that title.
You earned the title shot with a very impressive win over Eric Villalobos at World Series Fighting's lightweight tournament. So what were your thoughts on getting that fight and getting the finish in the third round and finding out you earned a title shot?
Well, at first, I trained really hard for that fight. I kept my composure. I was kind of excited about them giving me a title shot so early. It was totally unexpected, but I'm grateful that they definitely gave it a shot.
Well, you've got the record that suggests that you're worthy of title contention because you've only had one loss in your entire career. And actually, when I asked Marlon Rice about that, he said that he thought you were winning that fight right up until the point you got submitted.
Yeah, that fight against that Sirwan guy, it was my first time at 35. I'm not taking away anything from the fighter. He's an excellent fighter, but man, I was just drained in that third round. I had no energy left in me from the cut, and I couldn't pull it off. I ended up being submitted with 23 seconds left. But yeah, I did believe that I had that fight won.
So cutting's no longer a problem for you at 135 then? You learned from that and it's all good now?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had two other fights since then at 135. I'm real comfortable at 135 now.
What do you usually walk around at before you start making that cut?
I walk around at 152, and then after my practices, usually I'm about 147.
Weight cutting's been a major concern lately in a lot of places. I hear California is going to ban dehydration cuts. What do you think about the whole weight cutting issue right now in mixed martial arts in general?
Well, you got guys, I see 35-pounders walking around at 165, and that's definitely not a healthy way to get down to 135. Especially, you need to be on a good diet. You need to have a good cardio workout, constant running. I run 40 to 50 miles a week. So that's how I'm able to keep my weight down with a really good diet. But, if you're coming down from a heavy weight like 165, 160, that's extremely unhealthy.
Yeah, and there are some guys that I look at them and I think just naturally body size, they're too big to be a bantamweight. Like George Roop, much respect to that guy, but when he would cut down for those fights, I was like, you're 6 foot. Why are you fighting at this weight?
Yeah, that's pretty tall for 135. If you're thinking more about 145, 155.
Yeah, even at 155, when guys get down for that, I'm like, there are a lot of 6 foot guys that are light heavyweight. You're fighting at 155. Or are you taking too much out of your body to get down to lightweight?
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna spend a lot of energy there, and the energy that you need for the fight just to get down to your weight. Kind of wasting an opportunity.
You're not wasting this opportunity with Marlon Rice. You're getting the title shot, and as you said, you were surprised to get it so early. But tell us your thoughts on Marlon Rice as an opponent and how you're getting ready for what he brings.
Well, personally, I haven't watched any of his fights. I do that with all my fights. I don't watch any of my fighters. I let my coaches do that. And then my sparring partners imitate what the fighter is going to do. So it's just a personal thing with me, just because I don't like to watch the guys, and I don't like it getting in my head what they're going to do, because I like to focus on what I'm going to do, so I can go in there with full confidence. But no, from what I've definitely heard, he's a great fighter. He's a great kickboxer. He's got a good ground game, and with this fight, I've upped my practices. I'm going for 5 5-minute rounds, so, I definitely got to prepare for that, and I am well prepared now. Like I said, I've been running 40 to 50 miles a week to keep my weight down, and I've added a few more boxing practices in there and kickboxing practices of up my caliber of sparring by going to Alliance and cross-training over there with some of the guys that Dominic Cruz spars with. So, I've definitely upped my competition a little bit since, I'm going against, Barajas, and he's top notch, he's no joke. And I just want to make sure that I'm really prepared to fight him, to put on a good show. I'm ready to go 5 5-minute rounds, and I'm just looking forward to a great fight.
And you said you did some cross-training with Alliance, but your main team is Explode, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, who is specifically imitating Marlon Moraes? Because based on what I see, he's a very hard guy to emulate.
I'm not sure the names of the guys over there at Alliance. They're like dancer, boxer type guys, or like wrestling type. One of them's, so I don't really get any of their names. I usually get in there, spar, and I get out. So.
No, that's okay.
I mean, but they're imitating what he's doing. You know, I mean, to the best of their ability. I'm not saying exactly, you know, what he does, but, you know, they're trying to give me a good look, is what I'm saying.
Right. Well, one of the things I've noticed that he does that maybe you could see imitated is he's a very good counter striker. He lets guys come in and tags them hard.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And they have been, doing some of that with, some of our kickboxing guys. And, yeah, I am aware that he is a good counter striker.
So not something you're concerned with your training, then you feel like you've got it timed down to, you'll be able to not worry about the counter strikes?
I've got full confidence going into this fight, and, you know, I believe that I can do this. You know, he's a great fighter, like I said, and, with the counter strike, you know, it's definitely going to be tough, but, you know, I believe that I can pull through.
Now, when I talked to Marlon earlier this week, he told me that he thinks you're a very well-rounded fighter, so obviously a compliment there, but also that he doesn't know there's any one thing he can train for about you because you've got 4 knockouts, 3 submissions, 5 decisions, so he feels like you could win the fight anywhere. Yeah,
well, my strength coming in is gonna be my, wrestling. And, you know, I'm a good boxer too. But my boxing wrestling is definitely my style. So, you know, however the fight ends up, I'm not sure. All I know is I'm ready to go 5-minute rounds. I'm ready to push this fight to the end.
Did you do wrestling in high school or college before mixed martial arts?
Yeah, middle school, high school, and college. And I currently coach at Palomar College.
Were you All-American, or what level did you get?
Okay. I was in I went to the JC level, and I was an All-American at the JC level.
When you got that strong wrestling base, I always say this, it translates so well into mixed martial arts because everything you're going to do is going to start with wrestling, and if you can neutralize people's takedowns and get them yourself, you're already in an advantage.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
You've got this World Series fighting title shot. You're coming in on February 20th at the Next Level Sports Complex. How far is that from Vista, California? I don't know the exact distance.
Oh, it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, depending on traffic, because there's usually a lot of traffic. But it's about an hour and 20 minutes straight shoot over there.
Well, that's got to make
Not too far.
Yeah, that's got to feel real comfortable for you, knowing that you're that close to the fight.
Oh yeah, man. I don't have to, you know, travel on a plane or anything like that, or, you know, go on a really long drive and be in the car forever. Yeah, it's definitely better.
And can we expect like a big hometown reaction when you come out for the fight then?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of my family going to come, and a lot of my friends are going to come support me this fight. You know, since they're able to, the other fights have been, you know, pretty far, so they haven't been able to come out and support me. But this one, they definitely are. A lot of them are coming out.
What's the furthest you've had to travel for a fight so far in your career?
Florida. I went to Florida. It was 2014 against Sirwin.
So that might have also been a factor in the fight, then, that the long, not just the weight cut, but the long travel that you had to make to get there.
Oh, you know, it could have been, but I'm not going to say really that. But yeah, I mean, it could have been.
Now, when you were wrestling in high school and college, did you know it was going to lead to mixed martial arts? Did you have that in the back of your mind?
I would say, yeah, my senior year in high school when I started boxing, about 10 years ago now. Yeah, that's when I first found out about mixed martial arts. I was back in 2006, and I was like, wow, there's actually a sport out there where you can take people down and you know, box and kick, and you can do everything. It's like a real fight. And I just totally thought, you know, yeah, that's definitely me. That's what I want to do. So I kind of transitioned into that.
What were you watching that made you aware that keyed you in? Was it Pride, UFC, Ultimate Fighter? What did you see at the time?
It was UFC. It was the guy, He had the mohawk, shaved head.
Oh, Chuck Liddell, yeah.
Chuck Liddell, yeah, I was watching him at a friend's house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a California guy too, San Luis Obispo, so that's a good coincidence.
Oh, wow. Cool, yeah, I didn't know that.
I always think it's funny that he got a degree in accounting and he could have been preparing taxes instead of knocking people out. It's just amazing the career path he took.
Oh, wow, yeah, definitely. That's really cool.
What about yourself? Do you ever feel like things don't work out in mixed martial arts? Obviously, you want to win the title, you want to go on to great things, but what would you do if mixed martial arts was no longer for you?
Well, right now I'm studying for an ACE training program to personal train people, and that's right now. That's looking like what I want to do. I want to like go in and do private lessons and kind of help people out. You know, whether they have like weight problems or they really want to get in shape. Trying to educate myself on how to help people train.
That's a good route to go. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that need a lot of help. All right. Well, it's coming up in very short time. February 20th, the Next Level Sports Complex, Garden Grove, California. Main event. Any extra pressure for it being the main event of the evening, or are you not worried about that?
Well, you know, I'm not going to say I'm not worried, but I am prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally. I am prepared for this fight, and the way I do that is by Jesus Christ, my belief system. I'm Christian, and when I have a good relationship with God, I have a good relationship with everything around me. I have a good relationship with my wife. I have a good relationship with my coaches. I have a good relationship with fighting. I'm able to go into a fight, you know, fully confident. I'm able to kind of get the butterflies out, you know, not really going in scared. There is a healthy fear when you go into a fight, but when I'm with Jesus Christ, it's different. It's more of like a protection fear. It's not fear, but it's just enough to keep me safe and to go in there prepared and mentally prepared so I can do what I need to do, you know, to win the fight and be fully confident. And I put my full trust in Jesus Christ, definitely.
Well, this is a good coincidence for me because just yesterday I talked to Bellator's hardcore kid Emmanuel Newton about this very same topic, and I asked him a question. I'll ask you the same question. When two fighters both profess their faith in the Lord and only one can come out the winner, what do you think is the difference there between the fighter who won and the fighter who lost?
Oh, no, the difference is it's the will of God, you know. Whoever loses, it loses. That's just God's will. I mean, that's definitely good that the other guy believes in the Lord. And, you know, I would always hope for that. And, but you know, if the other guy has full confidence coming in and he believes in God and he believes that he's going to win and so goes for it for the other guy, I mean, well, it's God's will at that point.
His answer to me was that hard work pays dividends and God rewards those who work the hardest. So, in his view,
hey, that's good too.
Yeah. So I guess that's
good too.
That's the philosophy you can take into this fight is if you're working harder than Marlon Moraes, then maybe God's will be done in your favor.
Hey, maybe, you know, I definitely trained hard for this fight, so we're going to see.
Yep. And we're looking forward to it. NBC Sports, it'll be airing live, and tickets are probably still available if you go to the box office or check online, WSOF.com. But I want everybody to turn out if they can, and if they can't be there live, to see it on NBC Sports. You'll be challenging Marlon Moraes for the bantamweight title. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Definitely. I'm definitely ready to go, and I'm super excited to have the opportunity to go out there and fight this very talented fighter.
Now, do you want to thank any sponsors or throw out any social media plugs before I let you go?
JTY is one of my sponsors. They're a construction company. I just wanted to thank them for helping me out. And Nutrition Zone, they've been definitely helping me out with some products lately to get me going and get me healthy and stuff. And other than that, I just want to thank God for everything that He does for me and all the good opportunities He's given me.
All right. And I want to thank you, Joseph, for the time. I appreciate it. I know you have a very busy training schedule and you're working hard right now. So I appreciate you cutting out some time for me. And I'm looking forward to the fight, as I'm sure everybody is who's reading this article and listening right now. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
No problem. You have a great day.